Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino, and it is finally Friday. You know, I'm glad it's Friday. This has been one heck of a week. I mean, a great week for all of us here. Uh, Last Sunday, when I did my markets a look ahead report, I explained to you that, again, and this has been my theme for a long time. The market was going to go higher and higher, record high, record high. Well, this week alone, we've seen a series of record highs. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It's not done for a bunch of reasons. We're going to cover that here. I know so many people are praying in many ways for a market crash, but it's not going to happen. Not in this environment. It's impossible. The Fed has really got the market where it wants. And this is a wealth transfer effect. We all understand that. Middle class is being robbed blind to support the market. Cash that would have gone into the pockets of savers, for example, had they been earning a rate of return on their savings accounts that would keep up with the rate of inflation, even just keep up with the rate of inflation, which we know is just incredible right now. That mechanism is grand theft on an unimaginable scale. And what it has allowed to happen is those people that are in the market, well, they're doing really, really well, especially institutions, especially people who know how to trade the market, people who know how to navigate the market, because most of those people, maybe you, who are locked into an investment vehicle that only makes money when the stock market goes up, and you're locked into it. If the market drops, basically you're dead. Well, you're pretty much done. You may be going, hey, look at me. I'm wealthy on paper. Maybe I'm even a multi-millionaire on paper. You got nothing. Zero. So snap out of it here. There's a lot of people that are so disconnected from reality. They see a gain on a digital screen as something real. Well, let me let you in on another secret. Unless you realize that gain, in other words, you close that position, you convert that into cash, you got nothing. Zero. You understand? I hope you do. So anyway, let's cover these markets and a bunch of things that are connected to it. So yes, a series of record highs this week. Today, another record high for the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Realize this, the NASDAQ, as I have explained, at this point is a fraction off of a new record high, for which it will probably next week. We're going to see, again, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'll talk more about this on Sunday, a series of record highs for this market. Before I talk about why that is going to happen for the obvious reasons and some maybe you don't know about, let's cover against a few more things. 10-year yield people remain stable. 1.57, the market is very comfortable with it right now. The dollar under pressure. Let's talk about that. This week, the US dollar hit an all-time record low with regard to purchasing power. And the story all week long from the mainstream channels, the financial channels, and even the regular news outlets was inflation, inflation, inflation. We went from there's no inflation at all. You remember that? The Federal Reserve pushing that narrative to, duh. There obviously is inflation and people are feeling the pinch as they're being robbed blind by this mechanism of suppressed rates. What a setup. And people here around the world, but especially here in the United States, they sit here and they don't do anything. They just deal with it because they think it's normal. It's not normal. The environment we are in is not normal, and you're being literally robbed. The same as if you were being held up in the street. There's no difference here. The Federal Reserve is a thief. They're public enemy number one, and they're robbing everyone blind who has an interest earning account only to prop up the stock market. We heard from the Fed today. One of these Fed creatures talking about how the economy is ready to rip. Well, you see, the Federal Reserve is not concerned at all about the economy. They shut it down by the scamdemic. What they're concerned about is the market ripping higher. And obviously, that is exactly what's going on, as I have explained to you it would for the longest time, like time immemorial. So again, 10-year yield stable, dollar weaker, gold and silver put on a gain today. Cryptocurrencies under pressure. I covered why in the video I did earlier today. The specter, yet again, of regulation. Okay. Like I've explained to you, I don't know how many times, we've heard this over and over and over again for years. Is it, oh, now's the time? It's going to happen now. Oh, yeah, now. No, how about no? Okay. Until it happens, no. Because we've heard this, I don't know, 100 times, 1,000 times, I can't even tell you, over and over. And so every time you hear the specter of regulation, cryptos get hit, it presents a buying opportunity. That's all it's done. And in my view, that's what's going on here. So what I want to talk about here just real quick is, again, I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you that next week, this stock market is going higher. Again, all the reasons I have laid out for you here, again, it's interest rate suppression, it's the Federal Reserve buying it all. They have literally become the lender and buyer of last resort. Sure, all that is important, but in the middle of this thing that we're in right now, where we have witnessed 70% of U.S. small businesses vanish, they're gone and they're not coming back. We have also witnessed corporations, banks become stronger than they have ever been in history. An interesting paradox, wouldn't you say? Again, if you think this is by accident and this is just because of the thing that we're involved in right now, I can't say it, well, you're wrong, and you have no clue as to what's going on, because nothing is what it seems and nothing is real. So we have these corporations now stronger than they've ever been. We have banks stronger than they've ever been. So what are they about to do? Or what would, let's say, all right, let's flip this around. If you were the CEO of a Wall Street institution, for example, and you're flush with cash right now because you're so strong because of the scam, damn it, you know what I'm talking about. What would you do with that cash that you got just laying around in a market that continues to rise? Well, you would buy back shares of your own stock. So you can expect corporations and banks, institutions, they are going to start buying back large amounts of their own stock. So let me ask you, being that you are now the CEO of company XYZ, who's flush with cash, unlike American small businesses, which have been decimated by design, what are you going to do? You're going to start buying back all kinds of shares of your own stock. And what is that going to do? It's going to push the market higher. Look, this whole game is not hard at all to figure out if you understand the mindset. Like I just put you in. I said you were the CEO of a Wall Street institution flush with cash in a market that is only going to go up. Of course, we're going to get pullbacks here and there, but the trajectory is much higher for the stock market. What are you going to do? You're going to buy back shares of your own stock. You see, this is how business works. This is how Wall Street works. In this kind of a scheme where the Fed is running the entire show, well, that's how you know where the market's going to go. And there ain't going to be no crash. The dollar, although we just witnessed its purchasing power evaporate to the lowest in history, well, that's going lower too. Much, much lower. I expect the dollar to crater at one particular time, and that's massively stock market positive. 10-year yield, It's stable, and if it got out of control, what's going to happen? The Fed's going to issue yield curve control. I still believe they're on that pathway. So understand, again, by you following this blog, you're so far ahead of the curve, it's just frankly staggering. Because you know how markets work. You know how, let's say, again, how a Wall Street CEO thinks now. Okay, I got all this cash. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to sit in cash? No, the dollar's evaporating, so I'm going to buy back shares of my own stock because I got so much of it. Great. It's fantastic. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Of course, that's what they're going to do, people. I really hope you understand that. All right, look, so pretty much that's it. Amazing week, series of record highs. More record highs are coming. Probably next week, a series of record highs yet again. I'll cover this in more detail come Sunday. My markets a look ahead. You know, a big heads up here. Most of you know there is a scammer who uses my picture and my name, and he posts. It's more than one person. It's at least 4 from what I can find. They're all scheming together. They post comments on my videos. If you see my name and picture and there's not a black bubble surrounding my name, it's a scammer. So call these scammers out and report them, okay? A lot of people are falling for this guy's scam. I've heard from many of you. Some people have given this guy thousands of dollars. Please don't fall for the scam. So again, if you see my face, my name, which is not in a black bubble with some kind of a comment below it, it's not me. It's a scammer. I know that the same scammer is also on Twitter. I do not have a Twitter account. The only place you're going to find Greg Mannarino is on this blog, on my website, traderschoice.net, and Steam it. That's all. Okay, just a heads up real quick. I'm waiting for a video from the Crypto Kid. If you're out there, I'm waiting for it. So tomorrow, hopefully, you will see a new video from the Crypto Kid. And I hope you enjoy that too. All right, people, look, I love all of you, and I mean that. And I'm going to leave you off with my favorite 3 things. Are you ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. Check out the Crypto Kid tomorrow, and I will see all of you on Sunday. That's it. I'm out of here.